When I became a marathon runner on April 11th of 2021, one of the clearest memories I have in my life. I think about that a lot, and I thought about that a lot during training and also this marathon in Frame Park. Just like a lot of people, you know, the second the race is done, I'm like, I'm done with this, I'm moving on, never again. I've just always been kind of obsessed with the idea that, like, if I can do this, you know, like, what else is out there for me? January of 2025, got the itch again. I just wanted to prove to myself that I still had it. So I set out a goal to run one in 6 months, and that was in January of 2025. And Frame Park Marathon ended up being June 14th of 2025. I had 6 months and 14 days to train for marathon number 5. If you've never run before, it's unbelievably difficult. Most people who've not run cannot like even fathom like how hard it is. That first day I ran 5 miles. It felt like the effort of like a lifetime. I couldn't picture doing anything farther than that. I don't know if you could imagine, but I really have like incredibly clear memory of like race day. When you toe the line of a marathon, it's like the discipline, the training, the anticipation, it's all just bubbling to the surface in like this one crazy moment. There's a lot of hope for like this amazing accomplishment, what it's gonna look like, what it's gonna feel like, but there's also a lot of, I would say some dread that never goes away. Like one thing after you've run a couple of marathons, some people might think, you know, you're just bulletproof and you're like, now I know I can do this, but there's also like, now I know exactly how much it's gonna hurt. So I was having it's a strangely like emotional thing. I was having a lot of things go through my mind, and you're really just trying to quiet a lot of those thoughts so you can focus on kind of the task ahead.
Woo! All right.
This particular race was about completing the comeback after it had been 2 years since I had finished one, proving that, you know, I'm kind of still that guy. What I felt like at the starting line was that it was the culmination of a lot of training, a lot of discipline, and it was kind of time to show those results.
Fuck it.
The Frame Park Marathon was a 3.1 mile loop. It's exactly a 5K. So from mile 1 to 3, I was extremely excited to show what I could do. I was extremely confident. I came out fast and hard. I ran about a 26-minute 5K, which is, I was targeting and training a 31-minute 5K. I followed it up with another 27-minute 10K, and I actually set an all-time PR for my 6 miles, which is not what you want to do, but I felt great. I felt like I was showing exactly what I trained for, and it was awesome. Right around 10, I started to wonder if I ran a little too fast. At the halfway point, you know, I was like, it's usually a sort of a break, probably walked 30 seconds or something like that. And right around mile 15, I started to, you know, be reminded that each and every marathon you run is a true test, and you can't really rely on your old accomplishments and just saying, I know I can do this. You have to go out and prove it each and every time. And around mile 15, I started to understand how long the last 11 miles were gonna be. Running without a crowd to push you in a real marathon, you know, really brings out a lot of self-reliance and resilience and accountability. And I'm just all about that shit. I love it. I love the challenge. I love the thought that I could quit right now, but each and every second I choose not to. You know, it gives you strength. It gives you energy knowing that, like, I just pushed through. I decided not to quit, and holy crap, I'm still running. Watching my GPS running watch switch from 19.9 to 20, I realized we were, you know, in the end game. And it's awesome. This is what I've been waiting for 6 months, these last 6 miles. There's a moment in mile 20 where you go, like, if I stopped right now, I'd still be a badass. I'd still have something to talk about. I would still really be me. But something about that, you know, I just know it's not my best. Giving anything less than my best feels like a sacrifice and an insult to all the people who believe in me, all the people who have taken the time out of their day, support crew. My girlfriend, who's extremely understanding of me getting out and running 4 hours every single weekend. You know, I know I have to push through for them and for myself at the end of the day. There were certain portions of the races that felt easy, right? The excitement in the first 3 miles, the excitement in under 10 miles. It was not easy from mile 20 to mile 26, and that was exactly what I wanted. It was one of the most amazing feelings of accomplishment. You know, I felt each and every step felt like something I'd earned. Each and every step felt, I felt the pain shooting up my legs, and it threw me back to the years and years of training, and certainly the 6 months of training, all leading up to this moment. And I just knew that there wasn't one possibility that I wasn't going to finish this race.
We just crossed into mile 20. I'm cramping pretty good in my calf and my left quad. But we're walk running it until we can get through. We just got some electrolytes, some Gatorades, and everything should be fine. I'm definitely not about to give up this PR because of a couple of cramps. So I'm trying to walk, run until I get a little better. Run as much as we can. One thing that's for damn sure is we're finishing this marathon.
At mile 25, the final 1.2, I realize I'm here. I realize I'm finally at the end of this long journey and I'm ready to crush it. But there's almost no way to describe what it feels like to run past mile 25. Every single step hurts. Every single step sucks. Your lungs are screaming. The heat is crushing me. But I know I'm at the end. I know I'm about to finish this accomplishment, mark off marathon number 5. All the emotions of the 6 months, of the doubt, of the pain, of the sacrifice, the discipline, the perseverance, it all just boils to the surface. It's an incredibly emotional, profound, and personal moment. That last 1.2 from 25 to 26 was something I'll never forget. It was one of the most amazing feelings of accomplishment I've ever felt in my life, and it was also incredibly, incredibly painful. Harder than any marathon I've ever finished was this last 1.2. I knew I was about to accomplish something that I've wanted to accomplish for 2+ years. I knew I was finally about to finish this thing, and I'd have been damned if I didn't. I kept powering through, and we got it done. I'm still smiling. It really just solidifies who you think you are as a person. I'm incredibly happy to have passed my little fraud check here and understand that I have the right to call myself a marathon runner for another year. The thing about running is you're not just training for a marathon. I'm not just training out there to run in front of nobody, God and the trees. I'm training for life. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand about this personal journey. It's about growth. It's about showing up. It's about following through. And it's about seeing if you have what it takes to go the distance. And I'm incredibly happy to say that I do. Looking forward, I finished the Frame Park Marathon, and my immediate instinct was I'm never doing this ever again, just like I've thought of in every single marathon in my life. But about 10 days later, I got the itch, and I got back out there for another 3 miles. Ran 6 miles a couple days later, 10 miles the next day, and now I'm back. So I like something new. I like to keep challenging myself and not just keep repeating the same old behaviors. And so this time, I'm going to run a marathon sooner than I've ever run one before with less rest. And we're going to see how that goes. On August 17th, I'm going to run the Wausau Marathon, and it's going to be epic. It's going to be an amazing day. It's going to be 90 degrees in the middle of the Wisconsin summer. I'm going to use the lessons I learned in this marathon, just like I used the lessons I learned in East Troy, in Oracle, in Milwaukee, and East Troy again. And I'm going to crush that one for marathon number 6. It's going to be great. One thing about me is that I'm never finished, right? It's like I said, life is a marathon. It's all about the next peak. There's going to be valleys in there. There's going to be times where you don't feel like you're making any progress, where you don't feel like you're having any accomplishments, but it's all about looking forward. And there's just something in me that needs to re-earn it this year, re-earn it next year. So on 8/17, I'm going to run the Wausau Marathon, and in 2026, I'm going to have to find a way to say I'm a marathon runner again. And that's pretty much the most exciting part of this journey. A lot of people think I've been doing this for years, and I have. I've accomplished a lot of the things I wanted. I've made a lot of progress. My eyes have been open to all the amazing accomplishments that I'm possibly capable of through discipline, intensity, effort, and consistency. And at the end of the day, I'm just getting started.